Hey guys, it's Billy at HP Auto, and today I want to talk to you about two of my current favorite Porsches. We've got the GT4RS and we've got the Spyder RS. And basically, nothing too complicated. I just want to show you like hands-on what is the difference between the two cars so you can see for yourself and just kind of go over them and see kind of what the differences are and if there's any pros or cons. So here we have the GT4RS, and it's in one of my favorite specs because I absolutely love the wheels. I love the white sock package, so perfect example. Other than it not being black, this is like my ideal spec. Basically just comparing the two cars, right? We're not gonna get into the micro details, more of just like what is the differences between the two. So obviously the first thing you're gonna notice is right here. This is a hardtop coupe. It's more focused on the track. It's not got, you know, a sunroof, none of that stuff, as Caymans never have that. Then obviously as you step back here to the rear of the car, you're gonna see that there is obviously like the fastback roof line, the swan neck wing, the duckbill, all of that's here. And also you have the intake system. So that's the first, noticeable difference. Obviously one is a coupe and one is a Spyder. You're gonna notice that the intake duct here is significantly bigger than the one over here on the RS. And your trunk space is gonna be different as well, obviously, because right here you have the glass, you have the latch here and whatnot. You can see the beautiful intake system. You have a much less aggressive duckbill because you have the swan neck wing here as well. And then in regards to the rest of the car, pretty much everything is the same on the car. When you look at the Spyder coming from here back, if you're comparing the two, first thing you're gonna notice is right here, the A-pillar is obviously separated because you have a Spyder top, and then you have the Spyder roof mechanism here, you have the intakes here, and obviously the whole deck lid system is different, and it doesn't have the GT4RS inspired swan neck wing, but it does have a much more aggressive ducktail with a carbon wing here. And when you're comparing the two cars side by side, as you look at the rear of the cars, you're gonna notice the bumpers, diffuser, everything is the same except for the roof line on both the cars. One has a removable top, one has a wing, etc. Now, you will notice as you drive the Spyder RS, you're gonna notice a lot more noise in this car because obviously the roof is a lot less insulated. You're gonna have a little bit more wind noise as well because of the glass here. Overall, there's not any performance difference in the cars. The handling characteristics are the same. So it's really just comes down to a preference, because if you're not tracking the car and you just want something that's fun to drive on the street, this is probably gonna be a better option for you. You could take the top off, you can have the wind rolling through your hair or whatnot, and you're gonna have a hard time tracking this car because most tracks nowadays require you to have a roll bar if you don't have a hard top, which I guess you could put a roll bar in the car, but it's a lot easier just to start with this one. We'll go and start with this. We're gonna hop inside this car, kind of show you what the cabin looks like and the differences. You're gonna have the ability to obviously go through the interior to the trunk, the access to the rear intake manifold as well, and pretty much the interior is the same on this car until you get obviously where the roof would be separated on the Spyder, and then we'll let you visually see what's in the back of the car as well. So with the 4RS, you're going to be able to see all of this stuff back here like a standard Cayman, except for the intake assembly, which is one of the best pieces of the car. You want to access the rear trunk space of this car, and you're gonna see this button here, and you're gonna hold it, but nothing's gonna happen. Well, because this mechanism right here, you can't actually open this unless you undo this. So we're gonna start by pulling this lever here and releasing this, and then I always just fold this over right here. So you can pop this here, and this is what your rear trunk space is gonna look like. But in order to get access to it, you have to detach the top here because obviously this comes open. So it won't let you open it up unless you detach these by just simply pulling this. And then you have this slot here that slides perfectly in here, and you remove it. We'll look at the rear trunk space. As you can see here, comparing the two, this is more like the traditional Boxster in the rear. It's got the caps like you normally see. It does have this nice little packet here to store the glass. And then if you're comparing the cars side by side, the exposed intake on this one right here, it is not exposed, which is really a downfall because you pay more money for this car and you don't get the beautiful intake. So Porsche should have did something here to make that look a little bit better. You will also notice right here, this is the direct ram right into the intake as well. So other than that, that's like the major differences in the car. There's some technical specs we could go over on these cars, but in all reality, there's like hundreds of videos on YouTube that cover that. The next thing is, what's the market like? These were available in 2023. and these were. There is significantly less options available to buy this car. You are looking at, currently, when I looked this morning, like 14 or 15 of these for sale right now. It's a 24, 25, there's a couple. On this car, there's like 45 to 50 at any given moment of 23s alone. You can buy 23 and 24, there's about 90. As far as 2025, there's about 3 for sale. So this market is heavily saturated on this car. I do believe the demand is higher for this car, but because the market's flooded, higher spec cars are gonna bring the premium, but the premiums went down significantly, and I do think this car is probably a better value. The lowest price cars I've seen as far as a Spyder is technically this one right now, which is like 210 and some change. These, you're seeing quite a few under 200 now. And I predict they'll probably be around 185, 189 by the end of this year as the miles creep up and, you know, the consumer demand kind of settles on these cars. But I will say, I don't think these cars are going to much past that, because when you drive one of these cars and you get to experience the car, it is this 10-10 experience. And I think as the value of these come down, the actual experience is going to meet where the value is, and these cars are going to stabilize because it's literally one of the best cars you can buy for the money. Now, on the flip side, this is a super fun car, but the market's very weird because it's a much more specific buyer. You know, you've got basically a full-blown race car that's been dialed back a notch not to be a race car. So it's kind of a very specific buyer on these, but at least the market isn't flooded with them, so there's a lot more exclusivity with these. With that being said, I hope you got some value from this video. We wanted to just basically give you a quick overview of what the actual differences are, not get into all the technical specs, because it's a lot better just to kind of see the thing up close, see the nuances and the details versus getting to technical specs anyone can Google. And then also hopefully the market value and insights give you a little bit more insight on these cars and the differences. I love both the cars. They're both extremely fun cars. If I was going to pick one, I would personally pick the GT4RS, but I'm much more of the race car lover kind of person. But you know, that's just my preference. Although I do love this car on a nice, cool day, put the top down and just enjoy it and hear the engine noises. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions, please comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.